Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Zach's Credit Card Guide. Today we're going to talk about what you need to know when applying for American Express cards. If you are new to the channel, we do a lot of credit card reviews and other credit topics, so if that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, but let's get started. So everybody, today we're going to do a quick video on what you need to know when applying for American Express credit cards. So the first thing to know is about the number of cards that you're allowed to hold. Now, again, like everything in this hobby, your mileage may vary, and there aren't a lot of hard and fast rules. There will always be exceptions to pretty much every rule. So what we talk about on this channel is what happens most of the time. Now, it is commonly accepted that you are allowed to have 5 credit cards at any one time, and there's no real limit on charge cards, which are the platinum, gold, and green. Now, there are some recent data points that people have been able to get more than 5 credit cards, so this rule may be loosening up. Now, the difference between a credit card and a charge card. So credit cards have a fixed line of credit. So it might be 10,000, 15,000, whatever it is a fixed number. A charge card, there is no preset spending limit. Now, on the back end, American Express does have a spending limit. It is believed to be the average of your past 3 months. Now, charge cards must be paid in full every single month, or you are risking the account being shut down. Now, American Express does have some pay it later features that they've been rolling out to their charge cards, but in principle, they need to be paid off in full every month. Now, on this channel, that's what we recommend anyway, be it a credit card or a charge card. Always pay in full, never pay anything in interest because, one, that's just not good financial advice, but also it negates any rewards that you might get. So always pay off in full. Don't charge more than you can pay back right away. Now, for welcome bonuses, American Express a few years ago started implementing what is commonly known as the once-in-a-lifetime rule. Basically, this means that once you get a bonus for an American Express card, you can never get a bonus for it again. Now, again, there are some data points that people have been able to get another bonus after 7 years. Now, if you close a card, it does fall off your credit report after 7 years, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe if the system doesn't see that card on there after 7 years, maybe it's fine. I don't know why 7, but again, there are some data points that people have been able to get another bonus after 7 years. Now, again, 7 years is a really long time, so that's why it's important to only apply for cards when there is a historically high bonus, unless you need it right away for some reason. Now, while American Express does limit one welcome bonus per individual card, this does not apply to families of cards. So for instance, take the Hilton line. Each individual Hilton card, you're supposed to be able to get a bonus for, even though they're all part of the same kind of family of cards. Now, this also, interestingly enough, applies to different variations, say, of the Platinum card, where they have the Schwab, Mercedes-Benz, and the different Platinum cards. Even though they're essentially the same core card and get you the same benefits, they're technically different products. So if you wanted to, again, in theory, you're supposed to be able to get each bonus for each individual card. Now, American Express has implemented a new tool that will let you know before you finish an application if you will be eligible for the bonus, because they do also have some terms and conditions that they've put in recently that basically, even if you've never had the card before, they will decide on the back end if you're eligible for a bonus. And this is basically to combat churning. People who open and close cards rapidly just to get the bonus, don't put any more spending on it and close it right away. So once you're through an application, again, if the system for whatever reason decides that you're not eligible for that bonus, be it you've already had the card at some point in the past, or Amex's system has just decided you're done getting bonuses, either way, through the application, you will see a window similar to this that will tell you, hey, you're not going to get a bonus. Do you still want this card? Now, this may be fine. You may, let's say, for instance, you apply for one of the Hilton cards, close it. 3 years later, you decide you want to go back to Hilton's and you want the card. You know you're not going to get the bonus, but this will pop up. So in that case, it'll be fine. You'll already know that. But also, like I said, in those other instances where maybe you haven't had the card before and American Express has, for some reason, flagged you as getting too many bonuses, you may still see this screen. So just keep that in mind. At this point, it hasn't done a credit check or anything like that, so you do have the option to withdraw the application and just kind of forget it ever happened. Now, something else that is very important with American Express cards, I got minorly burned on this when I was still kind of new and didn't really know what I was doing. I applied for an Amex Everyday card, just kind of one of the basic cards, because I wanted to start building some history with them. And unfortunately, I burned a 524 slot because, again, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I'm kind of kicking myself now for that. But anyway, I just went to American Express, went to the public just website. I didn't know anything about using card match or referrals or anything like that. I just went on Amex, went to the everyday card and applied for it. And I think the bonus was only like 10,000 points. Now it's kind of a basic card, but anyway, 10,000 points, low minimum spend. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, so I went and applied for it. Bam, approved, not a big deal. Well, I don't know why, but later I Googled it or something. I came across a link for 15,000. Now that's not a whole bunch more, but it's more, right? And I didn't really know what I was doing yet, so I didn't know that this was going to happen. So I called American Express. I said, hey guys, I just applied for this like 10 minutes ago, and I see there's a higher offer. Can I get it? They flat out told me no. And that's when later I found out that's just how they operate. They will not ever match a higher offer. And a lot of people, like this I saw on Facebook a few days ago, a lot of people don't know that until they run into it, kind of like I did. Now, I didn't kick up a fuss. I mean, one, it is what it is, but two, it really wasn't that big of a difference. But on some other cards, it can be a big difference. So for instance, this one, it looks like she applied for one of the Delta cards when it was one of the lower offers, like they are right now. So it is imperative that, again, unless you need the card right now for some reason, to wait. Just hold off, wait for those high offers, and get them then. Now for the actual application. Now there are two rules to keep in mind with American Express. One is the 1 in 5 rule, and the other is the 2 in 90 rule. Now, as far as applying for 2 cards in a single day, most data points suggest you can do a credit card and a charge card, or 2 charge cards in a single day. Now, this will usually be combined into one inquiry on your credit report. Now, the 1 in 5 rule is simply you can be approved for at most 1 credit card every 5 days, and the 2 in 90 rule means that you can only be approved for 2 credit cards, again, within 90 days. Now, some good news, if you are a current card holder and go to apply for another one, if for some reason they can't approve the application, it will only be a soft inquiry on your credit report, which has virtually no effect on it at all. So that's kind of nice. Pretty much every other issuer, approved or not, they still report a hard inquiry on your credit report, which can dip at a couple points. It's not the end of the world, but again, something to just kind of keep in mind. So a nice thing with Amex is that if they don't approve you, it's just a soft inquiry, really no harm then. So with Amex, and really this goes for every issuer, if your application goes pending in that you don't get an immediate approval, relax. Just kind of let the computer do its thing, especially as you get more into this hobby and your credit report starts to have some activity on it and a few more accounts. This is going to happen to you more and more. Really, you'll experience the most instant approvals when you're early in this game and you just kind of have what is a normal amount of cards. Once you really start to build some cards, that may not be a problem, but basically the computer says, I need a human to look at this. I can't approve this right now. So it'll go pending for a few days. Now, one of the worst things you can do, especially with business cards, is to call in and ask for them to approve it. Now, sometimes you might get somebody who's in a real good mood, but other times you might get grilled. And other issuers are kind of known for this, again, especially with business cards, for just really giving you the third degree. So the best thing, again, is just relax. I know you're excited for that new card, especially as you get more and more into this hobby, and approvals get a little addicting sometimes. Again, just take it from me. Relax. Just let the computer do its thing. Most of the time you'll be approved 24, 36 hours, I think is the longest I've ever had to wait. Usually there's a way for you to check the status without talking to someone. With American Express, you can do that through a website. I'll throw a link down in the description for you. But if you're a current card holder, you can log into your account, click around, there will be a place for you to check the status of a current application. My last few with Amex have gone pending, and then I got an approval at like 10 or 15 minutes later. So again, like I said, just chill out, let the computer do its thing. So you got denied. Okay, not a big deal. Again, relax. We're going to call the reconsideration line. Now, what the recon line is, these are credit analysts who do have discretion to approve your application. Again, in most circumstances, they have that discretion to do that. There are going to be some rules that they just can't get around, like 1 in 5, 290. Those are going to be company-enforced rules that they can't do anything about. But if it's something like maybe a derogatory mark on your credit report, maybe you have a late payment or collections or something weird like that that they wouldn't approve you the first time, this is kind of your chance to voice your case about why you should get the card. So the number for American Express is right there for you. Again, that's in the US. So you'll be speaking to a credit analyst. And as always in life, the golden rule really goes far. But especially with these folks, they deal with a lot of difficult people a lot of the time. They're working the phone, so just be polite, be relaxed, just be upfront with them. Don't lie or anything like that. You don't need to pretend to have some crazy high income. Tell them what you can prove. If you only make whatever it is, then great, just tell them that. If there is a derogatory mark, then have an explanation. Maybe you made a mistake. If you missed like one payment 2 years ago or something like that, just say, yeah, I made a mistake, but look at the rest of my report. I pay everything on time. I just messed up that one time, if it's something like that. Now, again, if you have a lot going on in your report, you may not be able to explain it away. But if you're able to just be upfront with them and just level with them, say, look, here's what it is, here's what the story is, I think most of the time they'll approve you. American Express has some pretty generous metrics to hit for credit, so it's pretty easy to get approved for most of their cards. Now, if you still don't get any luck, you can try the hang up, call again method. Again, they're going to be noting your account, so you really can only do that once or twice. Maybe you got somebody in a bad mood. Try it 1 or 2 times more. If you still run into resistance, you're probably out of luck. You can try to ask for a supervisor and see if maybe you can try one last Hail Mary. But if you have to get to that point, there's probably no hope. In that case, it's best just to put American Express on the back burner for a few months, go focus on a different issuer, or just go into a gardening state is what some people call, where you just fall back to your main base of cards that you use all the time. So that's it for this video, guys. That's all the information you need to know to get started with American Express. I personally love their line of cards, and the few times I've had to call into customer support, they've been just top notch. So I have nothing bad to say about American Express. I only wish that their transfer partners were a little bit better. Kind of my strategy right now is more the efficiency route, so a lot of Southwest and Hyatts, just because those are the most bang for your buck with Chase's UR points. So I love American Express, and I wish they had some of those partners. I'd probably be running an Amex system, but I do have a few cards with them that I absolutely love. So I'll throw my American Express referral link down in the description for you. Of course, I do appreciate it if you would use that. It helps me grow this channel. But also, traditionally, American Express has some of their highest offers through referral links because they want to drive that referral business. So again, I do appreciate it if you use my link. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like and a share. My question for you guys is, what American Express cards do you have? Which is your favorite one? Or which is that one you have an eye on that you're just waiting for the highest offer? Let everybody know down in the comments. But otherwise, if you have any other questions, leave them down below. I try to get to every single one. Follow me on social media so you can stay in touch. But most importantly, guys, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. That's all I've got for you this time, guys. See you at the next one.